to York, the LNER Community Stadium, for the kick-off of Group B of the Women's World Cup 2021. France against New Zealand just moments away as the players make their way onto the wonderful playing surface here in York. The fans have brought their flags, they're going to cheer on both sides. And we're looking forward to what should be a good opening tie. Players coming out then for the anthems here ahead of kick-off. Lots of smiles. We'll hear the two national anthems ahead of kick-off here in York as the World Cup Group B is just about to get underway. We'll hear the New Zealand national anthem first, and then the French. The New Zealand anthems now for the French. Rendition of the French anthem there, sung with great passion. There is the coach, Vincent Ballot. Lots of French fans around us here in the commentary position as well, and they were singing that one. So here we go then, and this is what a lot of the people here in the ground, the neutrals, have come to see this from the New Zealand team. Great stuff here in York. New Zealand ready to go. France retreating to a huddle here. Let's have a quick look at the teams then. Star-studded New Zealand, Ricky Henry, with a host of talent, the likes of McGregor and Stevens Daly in the halves. Hale, Hall and Murdoch-Masila make a fearsome-looking back row. What about the French then? Not as many household names in the women's game, but talent aplenty for them, and they'll be relying on Saria and Varela in the halves. The fullback Samara will have work to do, and the forward pack will be tested here tonight. Faye Gaskin, St Helens and England alongside us. It's been a great start to the women's tournament. The Hacker as fearsome as ever. France looked a little bit nervous, dare I say it, when they were staring them down there.
I think anyone standing against the New Zealand Hacker is going to be nervous. I remember doing it in 2017, and everywhere you looked, there was just eyes looking at you. So, yeah, for France here, they need a big start, they need a big set. They're receiving the ball, so they need to make sure that first set, they end up back in the New Zealand half.
Yeah, we are about to get underway. First of a double-header tonight, Australia, Cook Islands to come. There's the man in the middle for our opening game, Ben Thaler, a regular in the Super League in the Northern Hemisphere, and we are about to get underway. The rain has just eased off, and ahead of kick-off here, we will celebrate one game together. This Rugby League World Cup really is all-inclusive. The men, the women, and the wheelchair, which kicks off tomorrow as well. Everybody welcome in the game of Rugby League, and something we should be incredibly proud of. Now here we are then. Rugby League World Cup in England 2021, Group B underway tonight. New Zealand against France, live from the fantastic LNER Community Stadium here in York. And we're all set for action. It's been a long time, hasn't it, for these women waiting for this to get underway.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 years in the making. That COVID year stopped it, so these girls are ready to go now.
They are indeed. A kick-off, not a long one. What's the bounce like? Well, France do well to get it in their white strip, and already the New Zealand forwards are in there hunting, trying to force a mistake.
Wait!
It'll be a play of the ball on the 30-metre line. Forward come the French. A couple of big hits going in already. Murdoch-Masila with the latest one. There they go now. That's a good carry, though. They're almost up to the halfway line here.
Hold! Go free.
France, and now they're just keeping it close to the ruck area. Now they're looking to try and get over the halfway line. I think this has been a pretty decent first set so far. Yeah,
absolutely. Watching them last week in a friendly, they've really stepped it up, and they've done some video review on New Zealand as well, but the forwards for the French team are really physical.
They are indeed. Ball carried inside the 40 again here. And this will be the last one. Centre field, they're going to get the chance to kick. They go quite deep here, and they're going to kick towards the post. It will bounce up nicely, and it's caught by Nichols, who will bring it forward. A bit of a slip. We might see that a little bit tonight. It is a really wonderful service. With that little bit of rain earlier on, it's going to be a little bit greasy, but I think France will be really happy with that opening set. Yeah,
I'm sure they will be. They've ended up back where they needed to in the New Zealand half, and it's time for the Kiwis now to put some big effort in to try and get out of their own half.
Ball driven forward over on the far side. New Zealand just looking to clear out their own end. Big collision. And Uwasala with a big carry first up. And here come the Kiwis over the 40-metre line. Last one. Look at this. Ramos, get out of the way. And they'll go back here. Are they going to run it on the last tackle? They're moving it out wide here. They need to kick away if they can. France defensively can't stop the offload. Now they are going to kick across the field. Pressure on the winger, but it's beautifully taken. That was neat work from Margot Canal at the back, and Well, New Zealand chanced their arm there, Faye. They almost came up with a decent kick at the end of it, but France hung on nicely.
Yeah, France scrambled really well. It's something they probably didn't expect, especially on the fifth and last, but New Zealand getting that quick offload.
Wow, what a shot that was. That rattled the ball. Samara, the fullback. Well, that was an early bone-crunching tackle. Let's have a look at this again. Fumble and the shot as well, so the ball actually had come out before the defender got there, Hilmoana, but hit on suspicion.
Yeah, absolutely. She's looked really physical in this first 2 minutes of the game. I'm excited to see when the props get themselves going at some quick pace.
Well, here they are now, going through the hands, full back into the line, looking to use the pace. Oh, the pass has gone down. That was a try, gone begging. I think we fully expected Happy Nichols to maybe go it alone there, but the pass not taken in, out wide. Vahakolo couldn't take it in, and that's a chance gone begging for New Zealand.
Yeah, it has, and she'll be frustrated with that, but you see Racy McGregor takes it right to the line, and they play out wide, but just a little bit too much. I think they were running out of space on this right-hand edge for her to finish that, but an unfortunate error there for New Zealand.
Well, France this time have got to clear their lines, and that is easier said than done. Some really strong defence going in here. As the French forwards are just trying to work their way downfield. Verne's tackle just outside the 20. They're moving it across to that right-hand side, but the defence fearsome across the field here. Good work there from Stevens Daly. As France now play it short. It's a better carry. Standing in a three-woman tackle, eventually falls to the ground. Masali. Now France up to the 40, looking for the ball out wide into that right centre position. It's Lorian Baville, who had a spell at Wigan, of course, this year in the English competition. And now again they're going to kick. They go kick deep, but again the fullback catches it on the full, and that's good work here from Nichols, who will bring it forward. And a spirited effort from France. I think they were just shaken maybe by the physicality of that New Zealand defence.
Yeah, New Zealand have really brought it today, and I think Nichols there receiving the ball on the full and making 15 metres already before New Zealand have even got into the set of 6. That will really start to kill France as the game goes on.
Yeah, Vahakolo with a carry, and followed up defence by France, who are just their own side of the halfway line. Rutter, the captain, in a dummy half position, and now they're looking to spread it again, and here they come to this near side, and Parker gets it away on this right-hand side. Vahakolo is tackled, hit hard as well, 20 metres away, and now they're on the touchline with Parker, who will swing the ball in, and it's carried forward here by Hall, and Hall pops the legs, tackled 15 away. Last one here for New Zealand. They're going to go centre field. They're going to now move it through the hands. Little kick goes out wide. Pressure on at the back. They need a bounce here, and they do get a bounce, France. Just a little bit too much on it. Madison Bartlett couldn't quite get to it. A little bit of frustration there for New Zealand.
Yeah, you can see Racy McGregor. She's in both sides, so you ship nicely on the right-hand edge. Just the French defence again scrambling, but that kick, she'd have wanted that to bounce the other side of the whitewash there.
Yeah, just a little bit too heavy, so a 7-tackle restart for France, who will work the centre of the field again. All carried forward by Elisa Akpa there. They're up to the 40 here. Nice run out of the dummy half position. Really good carry, and France all of a sudden are up on the halfway line. Well, we said earlier on, Elisa Sariya is going to have a big game. She's made a couple of nice runs already, but another big hit goes in. This time, it's Murdoch Masilla with a shot. But France here are doing okay. They bring the ball down the middle now. They're looking to put some width into the play as they carry it forward and offload as well. There could be a chance here for France. Really good play from them. And the tackle made 25 away from New Zealand's line. Mansard is in a dummy half position. This has been a good set from France. Again, they take it forward with Akpa, who's really taking the fight to the New Zealand side here. 15 away, last tackle. What are they going to do? They're going to get the ball back. just going to stab the kick through. It was played and juggled, and in the end, well held by New Zealand. But that was a big test to them, and France showing that they're more than in this game early on.
Yeah, France, that was a great set from France, a real win. They've ended up in the New Zealand half. I think that fifth and last kick just needed to probably turn New Zealand around. It was a bit of an easy pick-up for New Zealand, but they are showing they're here for this fight. They want to make a statement as well in this World Cup.
And good hands as well from Uasala. We saw her putting in the big shots earlier, and quite skilled with the catching of the kick as well. But France are trying to fire in here and keep New Zealand penned in their own end of the field. Nice carry. It's the New Zealand side up towards the halfway line. You can see that Rutter is pointing, organising, trying to find a weak link in his French defence. And on the last one, they are just 40 metres away from the line. And they're going to go high. They are. The wind may play a part here. Bit of a juggle. It went backwards. They need to regather this France, and they took a little bit too long there. It was a little bit nervy, that wasn't it? I think it was Manon Samara at the back, and just looked a little bit nervous. It is quite windy, for it's very tough, isn't it, at the back?
Yeah, it is really windy, but another great kick from Racy McGregor. She's obviously figured out what kicking style she's going for and picking it up nice and high in that wind, but New Zealand need to put in a big set here. I think if they keep the French team in their own half, they'll struggle to get out of this. Yeah,
well, they're looking to move it along that line. They're still inside their 20-metre area. They're working it forward with Christina Songpush over on that far side. They'll work it down the short side again. Another neat little carry, though. They're having a lot of joy just running it from dummy half, but they're only 30 off their own line here, France, and they need a decent kick. Gonna go high. Should be caught on the full. Little bit of a last-minute decision to let that bounce, and it'll fall to Happy Nichols, who will be looking to bring it forward. Good determined carry, and we're seeing the French just can't quite get their depth on the kick at the moment. They're having trouble getting out of their own end of the field.
Yeah, and it's another great carry from New Zealand. I think the fullback's really positioning herself really well around where the kick's going to land, but the French team just got to stick together here. New Zealand look a little bit more composed.
Well, a great offload there, and now they're looking to put it through the hands, but they've overplayed it, New Zealand. Oh, now they're not sure that was appreciated there. I think that was McGregor who took exception there. I don't know if the referee had actually blown his whistle, which meant the ball in effect was still live, but I don't think the France defender was well received there.
No, absolutely not, but as you can see here, they just make that little half break, and New Zealand have really settled well into the game, but just that overplay. But yeah, like you said, the French defender just went in and a little bit hit, but she played to the whistle, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's it. It was Zoe Pastor-Coutinho with the tackle there, but here come France from the resultant scrum. We've seen New Zealand come to their right-hand side a couple of times. They haven't quite executed yet. We saw that a little bit with Papua New Guinea last night. Early on, they struggled with the timing, but as the game went on, it started to come to fruition. But France will want to make sure that that doesn't happen tonight for New Zealand. They're over on the far side here, the French, and they're working their way over the halfway line. Another big shot comes in from the forward pack. France again keeping it close to the ruck area. They're taking on these big forwards.
Yeah, and they should play with lots of confidence. They've got so many experienced girls from the Catalans. Girls have had the opportunity to play at York and Wigan this year in the WSL. They've had a mid-season international against England, and then they had a warm-up game last week. So they've come into this on the back of a win from a warm-up game. Yeah, well, that kick is going to swirl around on the wind. Will it roll dead? It just got one big bounce too many, and it will skip away. But again, France, credit to them, and having joy down the middle of the field. That's something New Zealand have got to be wary of here early on. Yeah, they do, and France really have a strong pack. It's something we spoke about before the beginning of the game, about when they played England. That first 20 minutes, France really dug in deep. After that, they've just got to stick with it and try and keep their New Zealand into their own half. Yeah, easier said than done. As winners in 2008, New Zealand, they'll clearly have designs on getting their hands back on the biggest crown in the sport as they work their way forward. And a good tackle from Elisa Akper, who's been heavily involved both in attack and defence for France thus far. Little scoop from dummy half from Rota.
The tackle made 35 away.
Wait.
Hale will step in at the dummy half position, and they come into this right-hand side again. Bodies in motion, they go short, and another huge collision, and a great offload as well. Amber Hall involved, and now New Zealand have it. 20 metres away, ball's on the ground again. Well picked up again, and now they're jumping in. France here just hanging on a little bit as Parker steps in at the dummy half. They're going to carry forward strong, but France are willing to match it this time. Last one. Looks like they're going to go left here. New Zealand get the ball away. McGregor looking for that far corner again. It's a high one. They're going to compete for it. The ball was knocked on. Well, that was a chance. That time the kick was on the money, but the New Zealand side couldn't take it in.
Yeah, a perfect kick there from McGregor. It's just not getting under it, I think. But the pressure was on from the French defence. But you've got to give a big shout out there to Amber Hall for that steering run. She's so physical. She's played quite a few games in the NRLW, and I think if the New Zealand play simple by using her quite a bit, they will get on the front foot.
We mentioned earlier on, they are one of the favourites. They're expected to win. You know, truth be told, they were expected to win quite easily tonight, but you've got to earn the right to play, haven't you? You've got to match your opponent, and France, to be fair, are standing up to the challenge at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we've seen this in the PNG game last night. It's nerve-wracking, isn't it? You're playing in a World Cup, everything's televised, there's loads of pressure on you, you're wearing that home nation shirt, and you've just got to settle into the game well, and I think New Zealand look the calmer of the two. You've just got to really settle into it.
And they do indeed, as they'll bring the ball forward here. France centre field, looking to work their way up the middle. They're just short of the halfway line on the last tackle. Ramos is in at the dummy half position. They'll go back here, and they're looking to get the kick away with Saria. Finds the grass in front of Nichols. Nichols just had a bit of a fumble, but it came off the instep rather than the hand. And that just allows France to get chasers up over the 40-metre line. They're struggling. Well, I think they are playing into quite a heavy wind at the moment, France, but they're doing okay.
Yeah, they are, and the kicks are getting some swirl on them as well, them high kicks. But New Zealand just return really strong. The back three are really strong at returning, so I think the French team just need to look at placing it a bit further away from the fullback.
A big, strong team, New Zealand, across the entire squad. Noah Asala takes it forward again. Ball now played centre field, looking now to put the ball through the hands. Can they get the connections right this time? They're onto an edge. Parker it is going to be tackled. Wrapped up 20 away. Last one. Ball now infield. McGregor, little drop of the shoulder, kicks through. What's the bounce like? It bounces up kindly for the fullback. A slip though. Just about got back into the field of play. In fact, it was the winger from the far side there, just covering, who did really well. Yeah,
a great cover there from the French team, and it is quite slippy. The surface is slippy, so she's done well to keep in the field of play there.
I think ominously for France, I think Racine McGregor's just starting to find a range with the kicks now. All of a sudden they were going out of play earlier, now they're staying right where they're supposed to go, and that will be a worry.
Yeah, and they're attacking quite heavily on this right-hand edge. It seems wherever Racine McGregor is, that's where the ball's going to drift to, but this right edge, they're not getting as probably much success as they would like to, but them kicks are starting to become pretty perfect.
Yeah, Valiant player of the year in the NRLW. Again, France are going to have to kick from deep. Nichols comes forward. That's great positioning from the fullback. Looks up and may find a gap here. New Zealand now start 40 metres away from the French line. And we mentioned just being patient. I think the last few sets New Zealand have been patient. They're playing the long game, and now they're going to get the benefits.
Yeah, things will happen from that. So, again, receiving the ball and making 20 metres back into the French half. They're starting the first set in the attacking half. So, time will come for New Zealand. They're looking composed and they're ready to ship the ball wide. Yeah,
they'll play it 10 away. Rota here, they've got gap on that far side. Little short pass. Did that go forward again? It did, says the referee, Ben Thaler. Well, it looked like New Zealand had opened up France there down the short side, but credit to the French again. They're getting bodies in front of the tackle, and they're making New Zealand work hard here.
Yeah, they are. It comes to a point where New Zealand are doing stuff really well, and then just that simple pass, that pass should have just gone a bit early to Murdoch Masilla, and I'm sure she would have created that gap and got through it. It's just them, the last little efforts for New Zealand just aren't working at the minute.
Well, Ricky Henry looked reasonably calm, didn't he? Won't be panicking at all just yet. There's the French boss, Vincent Ballou, looking on. Strikes me as a chap who always looks slightly worried, Vincent, but he should be proud of his side so far. They're going well. 16 gone. We still await the first points. And his forward pack in particular, I think he'd be really pleased with.
Yeah, they are a really strong forward pack, and as well as the halfbacks, they are creating opportunities. I think they just need to settle into the game, and when they get the opportunity to play in the New Zealand half, to try and get some points from that, or that repeat set.
Yeah, well, now they're working their way forward here up to the 20. Another good carry, good defence though. But stands in a three-player tackle there. That's a great carry, really good carry. I'll be pleased with that. That was Basali, who clearly looks up for the physical confrontation. Oh, big shot goes in there. That was Alverne, who gets smashed into the turf here in York. As now they'll move it out to that right-hand side. Stephen Staley doing the tackle. There you go. Wow, get some of that. Big defence. Here come France, though, skipping across the halfway line. Nice little run again. They're starting to have some joy, France. You feel the growing in confidence here. They're going to kick from over the halfway line, which, when you consider they started in their own 10, is a good effort. Ball kicked out wide, and an error, and that's gone forward. So France here are going to get a big opportunity. Caitlin Varcolo couldn't take it in. Well, listen to the French fans around us. There's plenty of them here in York. They enjoyed that.
Yeah, absolutely. What a set from France. They've done really well to get from their own 10 metres into that New Zealand half, and I think just such a composed set. They're sending in the strong forwards to start with, and then a nice little kick to end it, and forcing an error from New Zealand. So it's time for the French girls now to have that attacking set in the New Zealand half.
Wait there, wait there.
Looking to get on with it here, France. Varela will feed the scrum 20 metres away. They're going to get it out of the back, and here they come now. Inside the 20 they go. Costa Cortina is tackled. We'll play it now. They're 10 away here. Now they're trying to power their way through the middle. They're trying to make New Zealand defend their own line. Nuasala, but the ball's offloaded here. Could be a chance there. Looking, Ramos was desperate for a pass there. Couldn't get it away. And I think there could be a problem here. Ben Thaler, there is a French player in the ruck area, and I think Ben Thaler quite rightly here has stopped play. Well, it's a physical game tonight. And there's an injury concern here. Ben Thaler quickly spotted the problem. This will be a concern for France. But off camera there, you'll see their team have gone into a huddle here, Faye. I think they're starting to believe, well, they obviously believed before the game, but they're starting to realise here that there's something in this for them early on.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see them there taking a big breath just to compose themselves. They're playing against one of, well, the second team in the world. They're playing against the Kiwis. It's going to be a tough physical battle, but if you believe in your shirt, you're representing your nation, there's all a chance that they could come away with a win. They've just done a really good attacking set, come up with an error, and now they've got the opportunity to get some points on the board.
Well, I think what we've seen, look, we're only into the third game of the Women's Rugby League World Cup, but we saw last night with Brazil that there clearly is a lot of talent in that team. We saw Papua New Guinea take on Canada last night. Again, wonderful game to watch, and plenty of skill and talent on both sides on that one. And they are going to have to make an injury change here, head injury assessment. And the problem here will be, oh, it's just a bang ahead on the floor. Layla Basali, who we mentioned in the build-up to that, has been really physical, really strong middle of the field, and she looks in a great deal of discomfort here. This is a worry here for France, and we hope that Layla's going to be okay, but we saw there the ferocity which her head hit the floor. Yeah,
she'll be a massive loss to France as well. She's been phenomenal. She's had that opportunity to develop over at York City Knights, and the carries she's done in this first 18 minutes have been so aggressive, so a huge loss, but hopefully she'll have that head injury assessment and hopefully pass that and get back on the field for France.
Yeah, the problem is that with the game so thick and fast in the group stages, if she does fail it, that might be her done until a possible semi-final, but we'll see. But France here, as we await Layla Basali to leave the field. It's a nice ovation on the far side as well. Samara comes into the action. France have it 10 away, and they've got decent opportunity here. Still got a few tackles left. And they're going to go to that right-hand side here. Ball out the back. 10 away. New Zealand more than a match for that defensively. Over on that right-hand side for France. Now they come up the middle. They're going to try and work in. Wow, that wasn't the touch that Doreen Samara wanted. Hit hard early there, but here they come again, the French. Have they got the depth on the line? They didn't quite have it. They had an overlap, but there was no depth in the line. They couldn't get the pass away. Last one, Ramos waits. Gonna go back. They're going to dribble the kick in goal here. The chasers are coming, and New Zealand have to kick it dead. Well, that was a good end to the set there. France, I think, Faith, they've had a little bit more depth in their line. They created a genuine opportunity there. Yeah,
this left-hand edge was settled really nicely. Like you said, it was just the depth. They had a 4-on-3 opportunity, but a great end to the set. We talked about getting a repeat set, and that's what the French have got here now. Goal line drop out. They've allowed it to bounce, but it bounces kindly for France, and now they'll look to carry it forward. The ball taken forward. Look at that, 6 player the balls each in the opponent's 20. France will be hoping for a few more here. Oh, they've juggled it, and that was unnecessary there. They've let New Zealand off, an error from France. And now the ball works forward with the Kiwis, who, well, 20 minutes in, I think they'd have expected to be in front by now. Yeah, I think they'd have definitely expected points. They've had a few opportunities with the kicks. It's just not come off. But like we said, you're building, aren't you? This is the start of the first game for these girls, so they're just building nicely into the group stages. So hopefully New Zealand will come up with some points. Well, there they go now. New Zealand working the centre of the field again. Good determined carry. Melody Cool is on there as a sub for France. As New Zealand now striding forward over the 40-metre line. There you go. Hale it is in the tackle. Couple of tackles left here. They're going to chip over the top here. Bahakolo is after it and will make the tackle, but once again, not for the first time tonight. Margot Canal has come up with a nice catch under pressure. Yeah, maybe that kick just needs to drop a little bit over ahead, so a little bit deeper, so France are starting in their own 10, but again, New Zealand, they just don't look fazed by it. They're quite settled into the game, and I'm sure they'll be looking for some points in the next 10 minutes. Wait, 3. Go. Play on. 20 metres off their own line. France not quite running with the same vigour in this set. New Zealand have got them right where they want them. They'll be hoping for a mistake here, but Happy Nichols is waiting on the halfway line for any kick. They're going to try and move it out wide. And France, another good carry. Good post-contact meters again there. Keep mentioning Elisa Akper, but on this near side, she's making some good meters. Not the best pass. France are under a bit of pressure here. Under big pressure here. They escape one. They won't escape the last one, and that's going to be the turnover. And France coming up with an error, and this could be a big one. Yeah, not the end of the set the French would have wanted. They just needed to get a big kick away to keep the pressure off themselves. But New Zealand here now are starting with the ball in their own half. Yeah, I thought there was a high shot in there, and you can see there's some blood coming out from the nose. I think, just look as she went to the ground here. Time is off. Might just get a chance to see it. Let's have a look at this one here. Just as a player falls to the floor. Oh, it's Saria that's gone down, and she indicates she'd been hit on the nose, and the blood would suggest that there's been some contact. Maybe not that one, maybe an earlier one. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. It does look like some contact happened, and a bloody nose as well. You don't know if there's going to be a decision from this, but like we said, not the great end to set the French would have wanted. So Saria was under it. She did so well to evade the tackle here. Then she's looking, and then the arm comes in. I'm still not convinced that was the challenge, but it was a little bit high. Well, there's definitely blood there, so France in the wars a little bit here. They've already lost Basali early on, and Cottonwool. Yeah, that was a bit graphic, wasn't it? Yeah. There you go. Coach looking on. He'll be hoping this is just a running repair and nothing more serious than that. But France have acquitted themselves very well here in York.
Thankfully, much to the delight of the French fans around us, Elisa Sarria is fit and able to carry on. But New Zealand here with a big opportunity, 30 metres out, looking for the first points of Group B. And they're going to carry it strong up the middle. Ilmoana takes it in.
Back. Wait here. Wait.
And the tackle made 20 away. Rocta goes to that far side. Good one-on-one defence there. That was a great tackle from Baville. 15 away. New Zealand work it back centre field, looking to get their way towards the line. That's Brianna Clark who's on off the bench. 7 metres out for New Zealand. Big chance now if they can move it through the hands. They're going for the power play. They're trying to power their way over. France are trying to hang on. Can they stop them? Yes, they can. Amber Hall stopped just a metre or so short. They're going to try and pinch one close in. They can't do so. Ball now working its way through the hands. Good hands, but great defence from France. Scrambling effort. And again, it was Baville who's come up with 2 wonderful tackles. But they're short on that far side. And that's where New Zealand are going now. Surely they're going to score in the corner. And they are over. They are over. It's Madison Bartlett who scored in the corner. New Zealand get their passing right on the money. France were heroic in defence, but they just ran out of numbers on the sideline. New Zealand lead by 4 points to 0.
Yeah, outstanding from New Zealand there. They just played that set so simple. You've seen Georgia Hale with her hands on the ball quite a few times from 13, but again, Racy McGregor, she gets herself involved, moves to that left-hand side, and just a simple passing play and a great finish in the corner from Madison Bartlett.
Yeah, McGregor involved again, miss out pass. And then the ball touched down. Let's have a look at the grounding. Yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? It was still, from one angle, it looked like Bartlett may have dropped it, but that was a nice try for New Zealand. But you have to say, France there looked busted a couple of times, and they made New Zealand work hard.
Yeah, absolutely, and they worked really well. Baville, though, with 2 try-saving tackles at one point to cut that attack down from New Zealand. It was just that final shift. It's hard when you've gone from right to left to get back over to cover that tackle, but France just need to stay in this now and keep their head in it. It's been 24 minutes, and with only the first point of the game scored.
It's like Brianna Clark, I think, who's going to take the kick from right out over. You can see the hair blowing. This is a tough night for the kickers here. It's a lovely little stadium, but the stands are quite low and the wind swirling around in here. And it is a filthy night in the north of England. New Zealand here with a chance to turn the 4 into 6. That's the angle. Clark then on from the bench. He's hit it pretty well. Oh, it hit the crossbar. Couldn't have been any closer. It was right at the target, but it bounces away. But it is 4 points to 0.
Yeah, great start from New Zealand, but both from the French as well. It's been a really tough 25 minutes, and New Zealand just settled in a little bit better than the French did, especially in the attacking half. You've got Racy McGregor all the time with her hands on the ball, and I think if she has a phenomenal World Cup, this New Zealand squad will go from strength to strength.
Don't forget Australia, Cook Islands to come. Ricky Henry looks, well, as he looked before, really. Looks pretty cool and collected, doesn't he? But his side have been given a bit of a workout here, and they've had to be patient. You see the ball in the wind rocking on the tee there. Now going to get back underway here. France, how will they react to conceding the first points of the night? Montserrat will get us underway. Going to kick, and the wind will hold it up. It'll bounce in front of New Zealand. He got a nice bounce to McGregor, and McGregor gets it away, and here come the New Zealand forwards again off the back fence. Good carry, but good defence again. First tackle, 30 away. Rota in at dummy half, gets it away to Hale. Now the ball across to the substitute Clark. And they're working it down that far side, just turning the ball back inside, up towards halfway come New Zealand. Again, 3 in at the tackle for France, who are just trying to slow things down best they can, while staying within the rules. Good shot there on Hale. Couple of tackles left in the set. How will New Zealand end this set now. They're going to play it short. Clark will carry strongly. 4 in the tackle, falls to the ground, 30 away. They're going to go to the sky again here. Maynard will get the ball away. McGregor picks a spot, sends it high into the night sky. Great catch on the far side from France. That was brilliant at the back. Over on that far side, Christina Songpush with a catch, and that was a tough one.
Yeah, a great catch, and especially in this wind and now the rain's coming down. I think France are just respecting McGregor a bit too much there on the kick. They've just got to put that pressure on her. She had a lot of time to pick where she wanted to place that, but an excellent take from the French.
Good work from Stevens-Daly. As France look to work their way forward. Tackle made. The French 30-metre line. Hale's starting to get more involved now. The play of the ball was from the wrong spot there. Well, we mentioned Elisa Saria before the game. She is a competitor, isn't she, this lady? Yeah,
I'd love to know how long she's been in this French squad for. I think I've played a few games against her, but she is outstanding and a real heartbeat of this squad.
Well, the best handling we've seen from France. That sees Margot Canal get the ball just short of halfway, but they had the confidence there to use their skill and back their skill. They're going to kick over the top here. France maybe didn't get the bounce they were looking for, and Happy Nichols will collect it and start on her own 40-metre line. It was always one of those kicks where it didn't quite go where it was intended to, and France had half a chance, but they didn't quite get the bounce they needed. And New Zealand starting on halfway. They are just starting, I think, physically to get on top now.
Yeah, I think this is the back end of that first half where it starts to get tough. Your fitness plays a massive part, and you're looking at the Kiwi girls, and they're looking fit, they're looking ready to go, and the shape what they offer in attack is exciting to watch.
Yeah, McGregor is tackled. Little dummy, centre field. All taken forward by the skipper. Play it now, and Maynard is in there, gets the ball away. Nice little sidestep again, late offload, well picked up here. McGregor will swing the ball across. Now they're looking to attack down that left-hand side. They've got a chance here with Paige McGregor, the in, the out, gets the ball away to Bartlett. Bartlett's got nowhere to go and will take the tackle. This is the last one. They're looking now to swing the ball back. McGregor, as always, hands on the ball. Little slide rule kick. It's a great kick. How will it bounce? Who's first to react? I think New Zealand have got this down. Ben Thaler might want to double-check this one. Nichols is in there celebrating. Ben Thaler, though, thinks it's a try, but he needs confirmation.
Video referee to match director. We've got an on-field decision of try on tackle 5. Please go check all the available angles for onside, offside, through to grounding the ball, please. It's from a kick, so can we pause it on the foot first, please? All paused on foot. All right-hand side kick traces onside. Play this through, please. Yeah, this angle should be fine. Ball comes off the post and the ball is grounded. Thank you. I'm happy I've seen all the angles I need and I've made my decision. Yeah, it's a try, Smithy.
The big smile says it all. Happy Nichols is over under the post. And sometimes even the best teams need a bounce of the ball, and they got one there. Just wrong foot's the fullback, but New Zealand's fullback was right there to touch it down. 8 points to 0.
Yeah, Nichols has been outstanding throughout the first 28 minutes of this game. She's took every ball on the full, and here she can see Racey McGregor again, so much time on the ball to perfectly place that kick, and it gets a good bounce off the post, you can't deny that, but she's first on it and first to react. But the French are just respecting these kickers too much. She has so much time to place it, but she deserves a try for me, Nichols. She's been outstanding.
Yeah, she has indeed. You just saw there, Manon Samara, the French fullback. I think she was unsure whether to... She didn't know whether it was going to hit the post, and that hesitation was the difference, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's a perfect kick. Kickers who can place a ball like that and get that bounce off the post, it's really difficult to defend, and I think the French side as a whole, the line was all up, and it's tough. It's a lonely place to be as a fullback, but as you can see here, McGregor has so much time on the ball, and the French fullback, where does she put herself? And it is unlucky. It is an unlucky bounce, but a perfect bounce for New Zealand.
Yeah. Great, she knew she'd scored straight away. Didn't need a second look, in her opinion, but that's what the technology's there for. One look, we knew. As the rain here is swirling around. And wonder what the Australians and the Cook Islanders are thinking about this night here. They're on next, don't forget, doubleheader in Group B. Last night we saw wins for England and a first ever World Cup win for Papua New Guinea. Group B, France have been spirited, but again, the problem with the ball on the tee, you get the feeling this is a huge 10 minutes, isn't it? Because they've been so good, France. They haven't been able to get any points on the board, but they don't want to get blown away. To use the feet, can't get the ball on the tee, but they don't want to get blown away in the wind and rain here, because a couple of tries here for New Zealand, this could make it an entirely different game. Yeah,
absolutely. It's very similar to that England test. France were really strong in that 20-30 minutes in that first half, and they've just got to continue with that. It's only 10-0. It's not a runaway so far. They've just got to really put efforts into these last 10 minutes.
Kick bounces up and it's brought forward here. New Zealand, 2 tries to the good here, a 10-point lead after Clark added the extras from right in front. Hale plays the ball. I think what we have seen in the last 10 minutes, New Zealand's attacking threat, they're just starting to find the passes now, aren't they? Yeah, they have, and I think that's big raps to Georgia Hale. She's just, you can see her pointing where they're going, and she's getting a hand in as a 13 and just making that extra tip-on pass, which is coming away from the C defender of the French team. She's getting it out wide each time with that tip-on pass. There's good defence there. It's Melise Borak, the substitute, heavily involved in that challenge on the far side. The ball works centre field now for New Zealand. Realise they can get a few more metres downfield maybe before they start throwing it around, as there's a lovely burst out of dummy half there. Up to the 30, this is the last one. Gonna play it now, they'll go back. McGregor picks a spot, looks over to that far side. Tough kick here, underneath it, bit of a juggle. That might be I was gonna say, it could have been offside, but it is just gonna be a knock-on. And Christina Songpush has been really good under the high ball. The conditions here are horrendous for wingers and fullbacks trying to catch kicks like this. Yeah, and I think they're only going to get worse, especially with the kicks from Racy McGregor. She's just got a lot of time to put it up. It's high, it's swirling, the rain's in your face, and you've got Roxy Murdoch-Masila running at you. It's a tough place to be there for a winger. Well, this is a tough place to be as a defender as well. As they break away from the base of the scrum, they're looking to work it out wide to that left-hand side. Nichols gets the ball away. Whoa, the tricks are coming out now. A bit of a juggle behind the back. They still hang on to it. Yeah, it was great to hang on to that. I don't think New Zealand have to play anything too fancy here. The weather's terrible. Them big long passes, it just might be them tip-ons, but she done well to keep hold of that. Well, they are inside the 10. Hale gets the ball now, gets it away to McGregor. Short pass, they've got numbers here. This is a big threat, and they will score this time. The big side-stepping run from Amber Hall. Lovely bit of footwork from Hall, and New Zealand have got their 3rd try. We mentioned patience, they've been patient, they've not forced the issue, and now they're starting to get their just rewards. Amber Hall with their 1st try for her of the World Cup. Get the feeling there might be a few more to come. New Zealand lead 14 now. This is when they really come into their own, and again you see Georgia Hale with her hands on the ball, and she hits Racy McGregor out the back of that, and a simple tip-on pass to Amber Hall. Someone so powerful, you're not going to stop her from there. That simple passing, and then a big right foot step, and she sails to make it easier for the kicker under the post. But Georgia Hale again with her hands on the ball. It's just that tip on work. It's just coming off now for New Zealand. They've been patient, and it's their time now. Yeah, it is indeed. And we just mentioned that 10 minutes before half-time could be crucial. But New Zealand are just starting to show their skills here. Brianna Clark, who kicked one from a simpler position a few moments ago, makes no mistake, rifles that through the middle, and 16 points to 0. Ricky Henry looks on. He's glad he's got his big coat on, isn't he, Ricky? Yeah, it is really cold here, the weather. I bet you it's a little bit of a shock to some of these players, but this is where they don't need to play big, expansive football. It's just them simple passes like we've seen from the New Zealand girls there, which equal 4 points and then turned into 6. And you know, you mentioned, obviously we were all eyes on Racy McGregor earlier on, but you mentioned Georgia Hale. She's starting to get more involved now, and for New Zealand, that is a good thing.
Yeah, I think they're playing the 13, the lock at another halfback, another set of hands. I don't know how much experience both halfbacks have had together for New Zealand, but if you bring in Georgia Hale into the mix, teams are going to have to keep watching her when it comes to the back end of this Group B stage, but she's been phenomenal so far.
Well, this is a good kick-off. This is a good kick-off. It's a great kick-off. Well, they've gone relatively short throughout the night, France, but that one, I think, has caught everybody by surprise. Look at this. Big swirling kick-off, one bounce, and that has gone over the in-goal line, and they should get the ball back here with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a shock for New Zealand because they've gone short. They didn't have many players on that back line, but a great kick-off for France.
Well, that is annoying. Elise Ferreira never really committed there, did she, under that high kick? And one of those, if she could have turned the body around, maybe that might have gone backwards rather than forwards.
Yeah, it just tipped off the end of her fingertips, and I know we keep mentioning the weather, but watching that rain and seeing it swirl, it's difficult to get under, but she's got to take that. That would have given France a great opportunity.
It would have done. They tested New Zealand out earlier on, but couldn't post points. Now New Zealand might have their eyes on a long-range try to get them very much in the ascendancy here.
Come on, quicker, girls. Hey, calm down. Calm down. One, calm.
Here now, forward. There you go. Clark again made a good impact off the bench for Henry's side. Good tackle from Ramos, though, centre field, but here New Zealand is just a little bit more impetus in the runs now. All the try scorer is over halfway. Maynard's made a good impact off the bench. There's a Posto there off the ball, and I think that's Amber Hall who's lashed out, isn't it, the play of the ball? And well, you'll hear the boos. We have sat predominantly amongst the French fans, and they didn't like that.
No, they didn't. You can see her there. Amber Hall didn't like the attention there, but just that shove, it puts your team back under pressure now, and the French have got a penalty, and what, the last 4 minutes of the half, they'll be looking for some points here. Oh.
Surprised they didn't set the kick to touch there. They were only 10 away. Well, Amber Hall might be furious with the penalty decision, so she takes it out on the first ball carrier. And here they go again, France. Have they got a spirited response? Certainly Melise Borak has made a good impact. Couple of big collisions from her since joining the game here. Ball centre field is taken forward by Doreen Samara. Ramos just trying to push her teammate a yard or two forward as the ball now works its way to this near side. Looping pass to Akpa. Akpa's been a threat all night, but is pretty easily dealt with on this occasion by Hall. France are 20 away, though. What can they produce? They're going to have a little scoot out of the dummy half position. Ramos busy again. 15 away. Last one. They need a decent kick to end the set here. They're going to go low towards the post. They might just let this roll out, New Zealand. They will. There was too much on it. And that, again, if there is a disappointment here for France and Vincent Malou, then it is that the kicking game's just not quite been on the money for France.
Yeah, no, it's not. You see that kick, it was just too deep, and then New Zealand attack quite quick. They get that quick tap, and now from that has come a penalty for a high shot.
I think it was it for a pull of the hair here? Let's have a look at this. Yeah, and to be fair to Ramos, an instant apology, and credit there to Madison Bartlett, who realised that was an accident. No harm done, and we get on with it.
I always say when you get your hair pulled, put it in a bun and it wouldn't get pulled. It's hard as a defender if you're trying to go and grab hold of the shirt. Sometimes the hair comes with it.
Yeah, fair enough. You've been out there and done it. Ball on the halfway line. Here now come New Zealand, looking to work the ball out wide on that far side. Nice run. They're up to about, what, 25 away. Play the ball on the far side here. Ball working its way centre field now. Little dummy. Tackle made, 15 away. Up to the captain is tackled. Are they going to go left or right? There's a French player down, injured in back place. France a player down at the moment. Are New Zealand about to expose that? Ball over the top. It's going to be caught on the far side. New Zealand, I think that was touched in flight. I think they're going to get another set of 6 here. They are 10 metres away from the line. They're going down the short side here. Could be more points coming in, and they are over. New Zealand have their 4th try as they slide in at the corner, and it was Murdoch-Masila who was in the right place at the right time. New Zealand going through the gears, lead by 20 points to 0.
It's so good to see Roxy back on home soil after playing at Thattle Eve, St Helens and then over to Warrington before moving back home. But great to see a debut for the Kiwis this year and playing a first World Cup. But right place, right time. You can see a nice shift play there. It comes from McGregor, and you're not stopping Roxy from there. The gap was really big, but McGregor takes it right to the line, and then it's just a simple tip on, and Roxy finishes nicely in the corner.
Tackle not forthcoming on that occasion. This may well be the last kick of the half over on that touchline. Well, we saw early on Brianna Clark hit the crossbar with an earlier effort from this position, so she knows what's needed. They're making their way down, the New Zealand backroom staff and the coach Ricky Henry down the sideline. This is a kick then to open up a 22 points to 0 lead. Here comes the kick then. Clark looking for a third successful kick, fires it, but has just pulled it wide of the target. Well, there was a really tight opening first half of the first half, and it took until 24 minutes for New Zealand to break the deadlock, much to the delight of their fans that are here in York tonight. 4 tries in the first half for New Zealand. Bartlett, Nichols, Hall and Murdoch-Masila. France have been spirited. They make their way off. Work to do in the second half. Group B underway, and at the break, it's New Zealand 20, France 0. So let's get down to pitch side then for some half-time reaction. Jenny Meadows is with us.
I am. I've got Brianna with me. It took 23 minutes to get the first points on the board. Was it just a case of staying patient?
Yeah, I think we had a couple of execution errors and stuff like that, but yeah, just getting used to playing with the ball again. It's been a while in between travelling and trains and stuff, and yeah, so just a bit of execution, but there's plenty of chat out there, and we feel confident, and it started to come through off the field there. So
once you got that first try, you looked like you built all the momentum up. A case of just carrying that on now in the second half?
Yeah, just starting strong is really important in these games. France come out hard, so yeah, we're just here to match it and up them too, so yeah.
Brilliant. Enjoy the rest.
Thank you.
Elisa, France came out very confident. We were very impressed with you, particularly the first 20 minutes. You held New Zealand.
Yeah.
Ouais.
C'est bon, c'est bon. Je vais répondre. I speak French. Une grosse première mi-temps, 30 premières minutes. Je pense qu'on est vraiment dans le bras de fer. On le tient et on craque un peu sur les 10 dernières minutes. Le combat physique est rude, mais pour le moment on tient.
Yeah, she said she's really happy and really proud of 30 minutes. We did well, and they are a really strong team as well. So we just keep back and keep fight with them, and really good for the first 30 minutes.
We can see that fight. Keep going. We look forward to the second half.
Ok, elle a dit surtout, elle a vu que tout le monde a vu qu'on s'est bien battu, qu'on continue sur cette lancée-là.
On va continuer sur cette lancée.
We keep going like that. Cheers.
Yeah, fantastic night at Headingley to kick off the Women's Rugby League World Cup 2021. A moment of history for Papua New Guinea. Winners over Canada, their first ever World Cup finals win. And they're behind England on points difference, who beat Brazil 72 points to 4. Well, you were there yesterday. I think the biggest cheer of the day was when Brazil got that try.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Brazil worked really hard in defence, so to get a reward from their attack with that little pop-up pass and the try in the corner was really good. The crowd, the subs bench, everyone was up dancing, and for Brazil to take part in the very first World Cup and only playing 3 games before them emerging nations, it's exciting to see, and I wonder how much they can progress in the next 3 years building to the next World Cup.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We've got a decent game on our hands here tonight. First of a double-header, don't forget. Australia against the Cook Islands to follow, but it's New Zealand who are in control here. 20 points to 0 they lead, and we were just talking off air there, Faye. I think the one word that I would praise New Zealand for in that first half was the fact that they were very patient. They had to wait. 24 minutes before the first try, they had to wait, but they kept being patient, and all of a sudden they're attacking. It just started to find its gear, didn't it?
Yeah, I think they had to build into a game. Like, no one deserves the right just to score on each play, and New Zealand deserved that right in the end to get that first try. Just that slow building in, McGregor with her hands on the ball, and I think the minute Georgia Hale steps up as an extra half playing in that 13 role, that's when they started to get the better shape and they were able to shift nicely to left and right and earn the right for them points.
You saw Ricky Ender there on the top right of your screen, just having a word with the players, getting his messages across. 20 points to 0, New Zealand lead. The French, very spirited in that first half, and they're getting pumped up, ready to come out again here. They came into this one as huge underdogs, but for 24 minutes they were right in the game. We did mention just at the end of that first half, Faye, that probably the one criticism you'd have, or the disappointment of them, is just their execution inside the final 20.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time it comes to that final kick as well. The kicking just hasn't been on point for France, but the defensive effort from them, you can't fault it at all, and also the meters that they're making from them, the strong forwards, it's just that final play is just not paying off for the French.
Not at the moment. Well, there's still plenty in this one. Welcome back then to the LNER Community Stadium in York, where New Zealand lead France by 20 points to 0. Teams coming out for the second half. The rain that's been swirling around has just eased off a moment. There was Cristal Rota, the captain of New Zealand. And France looking for a big second half. We were just looking at the pictures there in the French dressing room, Faye, and it looked, didn't it, like Leila Basali's night is done. She went off for a head injury assessment earlier on, and we just saw the players there almost comforting her as they came out. A big loss, obviously disappointment for Leila Basali, who I thought was outstanding for France in that first half.
Yeah, I agree, it is a huge loss, and I think because the World Cup is really quick turnaround. There's 3 games in 8 days. Unfortunately, with a concussion and a head injury, she's probably not going to be seen again now in this World Cup, and it's a massive loss for France. She was instrumental in the season and playing against England. She was the big forward again for York City Knights, playing in that grand final, and for her to see maybe a World Cup end today is a really sad time.
Yeah, it would be. France get underway then with the kick-off that's well taken on the far side. And here now come New Zealand, looking to work their way out of their own end of the field. Good defence again from the French.
Wait! Go!
All centre field now with Clark. Clark leaving defenders on the ground, thinking about offloading, and decided just to hang on to it. That was a nice run. And now a penalty on the back of that. And Clark, we mentioned earlier on, has made a big impact here. Ben Thaler not happy with something in that tackle. It's a penalty.
Yeah, Clark's been great, the meters she's made, and I think just hands in the ball, which give a penalty. But New Zealand were looking to do a quick tap there, but not on the referee's watch.
Yeah, Nita Maynard was remonstrating. She wanted to get on with it. She had to wait. Here now is Paige McGregor. Gets the ball in field And Clark will go again. What an impact off the bench Clark has made.
Come on, go.
It's a couple of goals. The crossbar as well as the ball dropped back inside by Stevens-Daly. Taken forward.
Wait.
Masilla on the end of it. Now they scoop forward again. Nice little subtle change of angle from New Zealand. And they have it 20 metres away from the line. Looking for more points here. Maynard says get the ball played, and they do play it now. McGregor gets it out wide to Nichols. They're going through the hand. Should be into the corner. Great work from New Zealand. Fantastic. Caitlin Vahakolo with a try. And you get the feeling New Zealand are really starting to go through the gears now. First point, second half. Sweeping move from left to right. And Vahakolo is in for her first try of the World Cup.
When we talk about earning the right to play, that's what New Zealand have done there. They settled it in quite well with Clark. She made some great meters, and again Georgia Hale takes it right to the line to McGregor, and simple tip-on passes. If you can see, just a 2-on-1 to finish, and a beautiful finish in the corner. And New Zealand have come out this second half with a point to prove. I think they'll be looking to score quite a few points in this second half.
Vahakolo in the corner, nice finish. Always looks so easy, doesn't it, that this is ours on the practice ground. Skills executed nicely. Shanice Parker with the final pass. And that is a try for New Zealand. It's going to be another really tough kick here for Clark from the sideline, but nice move from New Zealand. And you just wonder, as brave as France were in that opening period, they're going to be severely tested now, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so, and maybe half-time come at the right time for the Kiwis to regroup and go again. But if you watch that final try, Shanice Parker takes it right to the line to create that two-on-one opportunity to make it nice and easy for a winger. But New Zealand will come out with a point to prove this second half. There'll be eyes watching them, and it's time for them to shine.
Yeah, just narrowly missed with a kick there, so that one's no good. There's a try scorer. And here is how it went. Hale, McGregor, Nichols, Parker, and then Vahakolo in the corner. Lovely team try. All the key protagonists involved, and whatever Ricky Henry said at half-time, I think he'd be pretty happy with that opening couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's any coach's dream to start like that after 3 minutes, and a beautiful team try. Wasn't an individual effort there. There was 5 or 6 players involved to finish nicely in the corner.
France then will get us back underway. Surprised given the success they had with that deep kick in the first half. They haven't opted to go a bit longer, France, but oh, they're going to get a bit of joy there, because that's an unforced error over on the far side, and that was disappointment. There's a smile on the face, but I think inside there'll be a lot of frustration. That was a poor error from New Zealand.
Yeah, it was, and that kick-off from France, it was swirling, it was bouncing everywhere, and it was quite a tricky kick-off to take, but Parker will be disappointed with that. They've just made a massive statement up the other end to score points and then come up with that fumbling error.
Yeah, played in the NRLW Grand Final for the Knights, of course. Look at that, metres gained, 838 for New Zealand. France will be hoping they can add 30 or so to that tally here now and get over the line. They start 20 metres away. Ramos has been pretty good in that dummy half position tonight. Pass was just behind. Referee Ben Thaler says that's fine, play on. Ramos now, as New Zealand defend, 12 in front of their own posts. What have France got? Can they go through the hands? They're going, good rush out of defence there from Parker. Will be keen to defend her own error from the kick-off. Well, she's made a good start there as they're going down the short side again. Looping pass to the winger there, but nowhere to go. Could be going into touch here. Could be going into touch. Is into touch. Nowhere to go there for Margot Canal. And just the sheer physicality of the New Zealand players, the strength to drag her over the sideline.
Yeah, sometimes that looping pass isn't always on, and the hands work better, but Amber Hall and Parker working together there. I think Parker looking to make up for that error, and you weren't going to stay in the field of play when you've got Amber Hall taking you over the sideline.
The thing about Hall showing that she's just as happy doing the defending as she is doing the attacking. With some big inroads in that first half. Now, New New Zealand working out of their own end.
Hold it, hold!
And play the ball on the 30-metre line. Poole in at the tackle. Can you get over Crystal Rota? The tackle made 40 away from the New Zealand line. It's working the centre of the field here. They realise they need to take care of things. There's another French player down injured. There's a scoop from dummy half, then a late offload. Finds McGregor. But very spoiler there, just checked on the opponent. Monserrat was down. There's a high kick. This will be a difficult one in this wind. Are they going to let it bounce? They are. That was risky, very risky from France. Didn't quite fancy that one, I don't think. I think it was Bavilla who was underneath it, let it bounce, and France got a little bit fortunate there.
Yeah, I think with the wind plus a spiral kick from McGregor, that was difficult for anyone to take, but you've just got to make the move to catch that. If that had bounced the opposite way, New Zealand would have ended up with the ball again.
Short of the 40-metre line, that is Margot Canal, who's played pretty well in that first half, dealt with a couple of nice high kicks, but the feeling there might be a few more going their way as Borak drives it forward up to the 40-metre line. Ramos in at dummy half. France coming forward again. Good tackle there from Stephen Staley. Last one. France will go back and look to kick from their own 40. They get it over the winger. What's the bounce like? Well, it bounces straight into the arms of Happy Nichols, who, well, like all good fullbacks, Faye. Well, just put the, well, she's going to get a penalty. I thought she'd spilled it. The point was, like all good fullbacks, she's always in the right place, isn't she?
Yeah, I think the whole game she's been in a perfect position to take them kicks, and she gets a penalty from that. But for me, it was New Zealand who put the pressure on the kicker, and we talked about before about the French team respecting McGregor too much and letting her have time to take the kick, but New Zealand are the opposite and don't let the French team have that time on the ball.
Malvern is back on for France. It's a ball carried forward from the penalty restart. Maynard is always wanting it faster. Get on with it, she says. Ball now centre field. Another good carry from the Kiwis. They are just 25 away. Options either way, but they're going right here. Looking to now go through the hands again. Little dummy there from McGregor, but they wrap her up pretty well in the end and push her back a metre or so. Still got plenty of tackles in hand here as Parker will play the ball. 10 in from touch. Ball carried forward again. Halen is who's tackled. Scanlon is into the action here for New Zealand. They're working that short side again. They're looking to try and power their way over. We've seen this before from Hall trying to offload it. Gets the ball away. Ball back to Parker. Parker now skips in, looking for a lazy defender. Ramos was in the way. Not for the first time Ramos knocked over. I tell you what, she's always getting back up, getting back in there. Last one here. New Zealand have got bodies. They're going to kick it surely across the field here. Big chance out wide for the catch. Can they get it over the line? They will do. Great try. Paige McGregor it was who's got it down. New Zealand have try number 6. The pinpoint kick was collected by Paige McGregor. And New Zealand lead by 28 points to 0.
The perfect kick there from Racy McGregor, and I think we look at it, Amber Hall gets that early offload, but you can see Racy McGregor just has so much time on that. She notices Paige McGregor stood there, and to be fair, she does well to finish that. She has to evade 2 defenders, but a perfect kick from one sister to another, and a great try for Paige McGregor.
Yeah, good finish. As you said, it needed some scoring there. Good technique, good finish. And New Zealand have another try, and any doubts about the outcome of this game, I think now have been confronted and sorted out. New Zealand leading by 28 points to 0. Another tough kick here for Clark. It's about 6 in from touch on this near side. For Happy Nichols is going to take over the kicking duties this time. It's not a good night for goal kickers, is it?
No, absolutely not with this wind. And I think New Zealand, these girls are playing at such a good level in the NRLW, but coming together as a squad, it's going to take time for them to gel. This is just the first game of the World Cup campaign, and they've got a few more to go. So it'll be good to see how New Zealand gel over these next 2 games coming up and seeing how they develop as a squad.
So here's Nichols then, left-footed kick. Sends it pretty confidently towards the post. Well, the fullback showing the full repertoire now, kicking goals from out wide. 30 points to 0. Just under 30 minutes to go. The latest try, Paige McGregor.
Yeah, a great kick from Racey McGregor. She's tried that 2 or 3 times now, and this time it comes up for Paige. She has to again beat them 2 defenders. It wasn't a simple put down for her, so a great try from Paige McGregor in her first World Cup.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget, Australia, Cook Islands to come tonight. Andrew Voss is here. He'll be calling home the world champions Australia against the Cook Islands, as we see the final game of the opening group round of fixtures. France get us back underway then. Another awkward kick-off. This time Parker deals with it nicely, gets the ball in. France have got to make the tackle, which they do. Reed Samara leading the charge. France have just got to stay, just got to be as honest as they can, haven't they? They've just got to keep turning up for each other defensively and see where it takes them.
Yeah, they do, and I think looking at the group, France knew it's a really difficult group. You've got the 2 best teams in the world and also Cook Islands in that. It's going to be a physical group, but France themselves are a physical side. They've just got to keep working together and have a bit of ball in the attacking half. It's been a long time since they've been in that New Zealand half.
Yes, indeed. Ball now working its way over the halfway line. New Zealand looking now to turn on the style if they can. Nice little pass, gets the ball away to Murdoch Masilla. Wrapped up, 35 out will play it on the last one. They're going to swing it now for Racine McGregor, who's going to arrow the kick out wide. This could be a competition here for the ball if they get a bounce. New Zealand ball back inside, but it's gone forward, says Ben Thaler. Nichols was there, thought she was in for a second, but Ben Thaler was there and he said no.
If that hadn't have gone forward, that'd have been up for the try of the tournament. But again, just too much respect for Racine McGregor. She runs 5-10 metres with that ball before she finally puts her foot to it. But yeah, another great team effort from New Zealand.
Might have been a tough men's competition for the French, and the women are in a tough group as well, but their wheelchair team highly fancied to win the Wheelchair World Cup. The action in the wheelchair competition kicks off tomorrow. England take on Australia tomorrow evening. Spain against Ireland kicks off at 5 o'clock. And then France themselves in action on Friday lunchtime, 11 o'clock start UK time against Wales. France very, very good in the wheelchair competition. But here, the women's side are trying to work their way downfield. Not much ball in this second half. It's been tough for them, but they're a spirited bunch. They're going to look to kick early here. Now this, is it going to go on the full? No, it's not. It's going to bounce. They had to collect that on halfway. Well, they didn't fancy bringing the ball off their own line, and Nichols tackled up for the first time tonight on the French 40.
Yeah, it is a good option for the French team to get rid of the ball quite early, but Nichols is just such a good fullback. She's just positioning herself perfectly for that kick each time, and again, like you said, starts it on the 40 and makes 10-metre run.
They're coming forward now, driven in up the middle they go, looking to try and get the ball away. Can't do so. Was there a second effort there? No, there wasn't, says Ben Thaler. So New Zealand now will move the ball along the back line. McGregor skipping through, dragged down, good tackle there, 7 on 7. Larrea it was with a tackle for France. Ball coming back to the middle of the field now. Short little pass, they're 8 metres away here. New Zealand looking to add to their points tally. Maynard looking around. Looking right, will fire the ball out wide right. McGregor, nice pass to Parker. Very, very unselfish. And it's going to be a second try for Caitlin Vahakolo in the corner. Well, Shanice Parker there, put that one on a silver salver. Probably could have scored herself, but set up. Great play from the centre. Vahakolo's over for her second try.
And here's where New Zealand really come into their own game now, and a great team effort again, but just simple. McGregor gets her hands on the ball, she just goes forward, tips it to Parker, and Parker lays it perfectly for that final try in the corner. But just too simple now for New Zealand. They're not playing anything massively fancy, they're just doing the easy things right.
Yeah, they're finding their passing range. McGregor's starting to look more of a threat. Janice Parker showing what a quality centre she is. And the pass for Vahakolo, well, that was as simple as they come if you're playing on the wing. And Nichols is going to try and add the extras from out wide. Another tough one. They've missed a few of their kicks at goal tonight. But Happy Nichols is 1 from 1. He'll be hoping to keep that 100% record going. It's worth just looking forward to the next round of games. New Zealand take on the Cook Islands here in York. That is on Sunday. Australia will take on France. As here comes the kick from the sideline. It was on target, but didn't have the power, and it remains 34 points to 0.
Yeah, a great second half from New Zealand. They're really coming into their own now, and Racy McGregor again the heartbeat of this side, but again Georgia Hale on the inside of it just in case that pass come off, but to Parker and straight in at the corner. It's exciting now to watch New Zealand come into their own.
It is indeed. 7 tries in total for New Zealand. The French side are being roared on. There's quite a lot of French fans here. The coach is looking on, Vincent Ballou. He knew his side were up against it here tonight, but they're a spirited bunch. Can they get some points of their own? They had a couple of really good chances first half. As again, that swirling kick goes over to the far side. It's caught by McGregor, gets it infield. Well, that's a decent kick chase. Samara there saw the ribcage of Nuasala. Ball's come free. And the referee, I think, has said that that's a penalty. They're a little bit bemused there, the French forwards. I thought they thought they'd won that fairly and squarely, but the kick for touch is missed. That was an error. So Nuasala spilling the ball. They said it was stolen, but the penalty didn't find touch, and that a big error.
Yeah, a massive error, and something you don't probably see from McGregor, but the French have got the opportunity now to try and get some points on the board and just be composed. They've not been in this attacking half at all this second half, so they've just got to stay composed.
Well, the French fans have started singing the national anthem to try and roar on their charges. This World Cup's been brilliant, hasn't it? The fans of all the nations here cheering on their team. That's what it's all about. And they're 20 away, France. On effort alone, they deserve some points. But when you're playing world-class teams like New Zealand, effort sometimes just isn't enough. Ball centre field now. They're looking to go through the hands. They'll get it out wide. Short pass, and they could be through here, France. New Zealand were waiting. I think they were waiting for a forward pass. Ball on the ground. It's going to be play on. It's gone backwards. France are moving it out wide. Could be a chance here. They cut back towards the post. New Zealand scrambling. Last one here. And New Zealand are stretched. Which way will they go? They're going to try and pinch one from close in. Did they get it down? No. Don't think they did. Held up over the line. Well, Ramos tried to pinch one. New Zealand was short to their left-hand side. You can't blame Ramos for trying, but that not quite enough to get them on the ball.
But a great attacking set there from France, and I think New Zealand were waiting for that forward pass and waiting for that whistle, but I respect France for keep playing and keep going, but unlucky there. A good scoop. It was the right decision. I think there was a gap there, but great scramble defence from New Zealand.
Yeah, great defence. There's a ball brought forward by Bartlett. They've got the first try of New Zealand's World Cup campaign. Look at that, metres gained, over 1,000 for New Zealand. It's almost double the French effort, probably will be at the end of this set. And it just shows how dominant New Zealand have been. And here they go again, another big run up the middle. And now support on the shoulder, good scrambling back there from Akpa. Denies New Zealand a try, but it might only be a short denial, but France have nicked it back. I think it's Ramos underneath there, has come up with it again. She might not be the biggest player on the field, but in terms of heart and commitment, Ramos is certainly up there.
Yeah, she has. She's took some big hits today and some big people running over the top of her. But I always say just be a speed bump and hope that one of your other players get involved. And she's done that. And she was unlucky not to pick a try there. So she has been outstanding this game.
Yeah, here it is. Pouncing on the loose ball. And France have got it back. Into the final quarter we go here. Reminder, Australia, Cook Islands to come tonight here in York. The crowd building up around us as well. Ahead of that one, so people want to see the world champions in action as they begin the defence of their crown. Ball now over on the far side. Little chip over the top on the last tackle. Should be gathered here. Nichols is looking to launch a counter-attack, gets it away. Good defence from France. Well, at 34-0, you can forgive them for thinking their race is run, but far from it. They're firing in the French at the moment.
Yeah, the French aren't going to give up. They're not a team to sit down and let New Zealand walk over them, but the defence is always the strong point for the French team.
But New Zealand are starting to put some real pace now as they burst up the middle, and now they're looking to spread it. Not the best pass, it's gone backwards, and now a knock on. And France are getting into the face of New Zealand here.
Yeah, they are, and that composed New Zealand side, this is what the French want to rustle some feathers, and they've just got to go back to that simple stuff they were playing before. But the French want points. Why wouldn't they? It's a World Cup, they want to get some points on the board.
Error from New Zealand. 17 minutes remaining. 7 tries for the Kiwis. What have France got by way of a response as Bartlett with a tackle. That's on Baville. It's tackled just about 9 in from touch. Right hand side of the field. Ball back on the angle. A real game there for France. What can they do here? Moss will play the ball. It's in infield. Saria, another big shot. Noah Salah, I think, will be appearing on a few videos this week. Don't run that way will be the message. Here's a chip over the top here. France trying to create something, but Bartlett was in a good position, and Bartlett now skips away. But again, the chase is a determined one. New Zealand going to have to be prepared to clear out their own half of the field. They've had probably more joy in this second half, New Zealand, just going runs from dummy half, haven't they?
Yeah, they have the quick. Normally they send in one of the big powerful forwards and then the nines looking up constantly, or the outside backs who've come in to get that, like another great run there from 9, and I think they've got to get that roll on it in order to get some good meters from that 9.
Well, they're up to the 40-metre line here, New Zealand. Maynard gets the ball away, taken forward over the halfway line. France again defending middle of the field, looking to try and control the ruck speed if they can. Ball now works its way out the back, big looping pass. Well, the cameraman would have caught it, but sadly Bartlett couldn't.
Just not sure that was on. I think if you'd have hit McGregor there as a centre, it'd have been a 2-on-1, as you can see there. It's just that looking for that big looping pass doesn't always pay off, but if we'd have hit McGregor and McGregor had tipped on, they'd have probably broke away then, New Zealand.
Well, I think the counter-argument will be to that, with 34 points in it. Look, now probably is the chance to change it. Hill Moana is back on. Just what you want when you're France. Saying Maya Hill Moana coming back into the action. She lays on. They're going to work down the short side. France trying to carry. Teresa is tackled, hangs onto the ball, far side of the ground. Here they go now. France trying to put the ball through hands, just a stumble there from Alverne, couldn't take it in. Another French player down in back play. They really have been doing it tough tonight, the French. There's a ball now out the back, little juggle. Up to the 40-metre line. I think Ben Thaler's going to stop play here. He just won't, because the doctor is on. Just to the left of picture there as we're looking on. The doctor is attending to one of the French players. I think it's Elise Akpa, potentially. And he's got a smile on his face, the French coach. Might not be happy with the outcome of this, Vincent Ballou, but in terms of effort and commitment and, you know, sheer bravery and will to stand in front of some big athletes and put your body in the way, they're doing all right, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and I think each game you see France play, they develop time after time. I think that mid-season test against England was a tough test for them, but you're seeing how much they developed since 2017, and I think throughout this World Cup they will come into their own. And yeah, against New Zealand, it's the second-ranked best team in the world. It was always going to be a tough physical encounter.
And you know, I'm just looking at the stats. There's a little kick downfield. Nichols leaps in the air to catch it. Now we'll look to bring it back. Cheso is a good one. Oh, she's lost it. She's lost this. Now, what's the referee Ben Thaler saying? Is he saying it was knocked out by France? I think he's saying they stole it, so it's going to be a scrum. It is going to be a scrum. Let's have a look at this again. It's deeming that France have knocked the ball on. Just looking at the stats again, Basali, we mentioned Leila Basali, went off in the first half injured. She's still out of the French forwards, made the most metres out of all of them. She's not been on the field for 40 minutes.
Yeah, she is outstanding. Just that work ethic as well in the post-meters gain when she goes into contact. I think she has been a real loss for France in this second half, and they've got to do it tough. I guess you pick up injuries. What if you've not got Basali for the rest of the tournament? Now the French pack now have to gel, and they have to do it tough.
They do. Here come New Zealand looking for more points. The atmosphere really is building up here, isn't it, around us? As the ball now is over halfway. Here come New Zealand, rumbling forward they go. Good carry up the middle. Working centre field again, Uwasala. Ball's come out again and again. France have been penalised. Ben Thaler, well, he's not relenting on this. He's saying, if you're going to keep pinching it, I'm going to keep penalising you.
Yeah, and France are doing it tough by giving away them penalties, especially in their own half. They were coming towards the back end of the defensive set now, and now New Zealand have got 6 tackles in that half.
Which way are they going? They're going right. Now the ball through the hands. Great angle carry here. Could be chance. Poulet's going for the line. Pumping the legs. Can she get it down? She's over the line. But once again, France have got bodies around the ball, and somehow they keep her out.
Yeah, that scramble defence, you've just got to protect that ball, but a great tip-on pass, and so powerful. France have done well to stop her there in that attacking shape.
Going down the short side again. They're not going to be denied this time. Or are they? Ben Thaler wants to have a check of this, and he's not happy at first glance that he knows exactly what's gone on here. He's saying no try. Well, New Zealand looks certain scorers there. Let's hear from the video referee.
Video referee to match director. We've got an on-field decision of going into tackle 3 and no try. Please can we check all the available angles for grounding of the ball, please. New Zealand ladies in possession at that point. That angle doesn't give me too much there. I might need something a little bit closer in, please. Loose sight of the ball on that. Are they our best 2 angles? Okay. Thank you. Given the angles that I've received, I've made my decision.
Well, Nita Maynard thought she'd pinch one from close in, but once again, France hanging on grimly and stopped to get the ball over the line. That was brilliant effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant scramble defence. You can see the France winger runs in quickly to get herself under that ball, and I think 68 minutes in, 34-0, and France is still digging in deep to respect that shirt and to keep New Zealand out.
Well, they're going to try and power their way through again. Good strong carry. Hilmoana, now Scanlon gets it away. Now they've got bodies in motion. They go for the miss-out pass, but Bartlett's put it down. And I think France deserved that little bit of luck there. New Zealand couldn't quite finish on this occasion, but they keep turning up for each other on their own line. And now they've earned themselves a penalty and a chance to pick some metres.
Yeah, you can see that scramble defence again from France there. Just that long pass isn't really coming off for New Zealand, but to get them extra metres from this penalty now, France do deserve that. They've worked really hard to keep New Zealand out on three opportunities.
The next World Cup, I know we're looking a few years down the line, is going to be in France, and you know these French women will want to have a big part to play in that. And just the signs are they are improving as a nation now.
Yeah, they are, and the development in France with the women's rugby is really good. And I know a few girls have come out on a loan into the WSL here in England, and I don't know whether the girls will look for that opportunity again, but you can see the real difference and impact it's making having such a competitive league in France.
Yeah, good carry again, but New Zealand centre field. Charlotte Scanlon doing the defending again. The ball planted on the ground there, and forward come the French again. They're going out the back here. A nice little break there. Half a break from Samara. Wrapped up on the halfway line. Plays the ball. They're looking short side again. Neat, intricate hands, and they're away, France. Scrambling defence will get back. McGregor with a tackle. But that was Montserrat who all of a sudden appeared in space. Last one. They're going to kick high, but it's straight to the fullback. And it's caught comfortably. And they'll bring it forward, New Zealand. And you just wonder there, Shanice Parker brings it away. Should they have gone through the hands on that occasion?
Yeah, I think they ruffled New Zealand there and got that little half break in such a small area of the pitch. Then that fifth and last, it's just that kick, that last bit. If they'd have gone hands on that left-hand edge, they had that overlap there.
Yeah, they did. But New Zealand scrambled again. Must give them credit for that. They want to keep that 0 against the French side, who've struggled for points in World Cups in recent times. They'd love a try at least here. But defensively, they've stood up to the challenge. Another big carry. Nuasala, great offload. And here they go again. Now it's Maynard on the end of it. Maynard's looking for a pass. Looked like it went forward. Ben Thaler agrees. Just trying to force the issue there, Nita Maynard, but, well, Annetta Claudia Nuasala, sister of Frank Paul, of course, NRL and Super League player. Well, they've both got the same attitude, haven't they?
Yeah,
run over the person stood in front of you. What
an awesome run there. And the offload, it's every nine's dream to have a forward who can offload like that. But I think they just needed to take the tackle. She had a lot of attention from the French defenders there. And if they'd have took that tackle, the French lot wasn't back in time. So they had that opportunity to re-attack. But France again scrambling. They scramble hard and they're wanting to let New Zealand score no more points past them.
Well, there's 8 minutes left. 20 points to 0 at half-time. Oh, that looks possibly ran behind her own player there, but referee happy to let that go on. Ramos is in there. We get player of the match later on. Ramos is probably not going to win it, as another big shot comes in from Hilmoana. But just a word for Ramos, who's, I think, played the full 80 minutes, or 70-odd minutes so far. She's putting a real stint.
Yeah, she has, and she's really good at that 9. She's always looking up to make that extra run or look at the defence, but I just think she's not had them opportunities. The New Zealand defence has been pretty physical today.
Yeah, but it was a good offload there, and the big fend on Parker, but the tackle made by Mahakolo on the far side. France come up the middle again. There'll be a lot of new eyes on rugby league, both watching on their televisions at home and have come to the stadium tonight. And they've been a little bit unsure what they were going to get this evening, I think, from France and New Zealand. But they've been looked after, I think, with a really competitive game. And France, certainly physically, have stood up to a tough challenge. But New Zealand are looking now to finish on a high with a couple of late tries.
I think both teams have been really physical. Just New Zealand had that extra bit in attack. I think with Racy McGregor as the heartbeat, as the 7 there, she's going to conduct that team really well. Her pinpoint kicking has really turned the French team around.
Ball goes short here, trying to power their way over on the far side. Goulet was denied earlier on and held up over the line. Going down the short side now. Here's a nice little run. Is there a pass on the end of it? No, this is the last one. They've spread out numbers across the field. Looking for a little kick in. They're going to stab the kick through. Fullbacks after it. Not dealt with. Is it going to be touched down? Well, New Zealand think they've got this down, Clark. Well, there's no major celebration. Did she get it down in the field of play? France made a bit of a mess of it. Ben Thaler says no try. Let's have a look.
Video referee to match director. We've got an on-field decision of no try on tackle 5. Please can we check all available angles for grounding the ball, please? It comes from a kick, so can we pause it on the foot, please? Pause on foot. All left-hand side kick chases onside. Let's play this through. This is still play on at this point. Still play on. That appears to be missed. Right, I'll need something close up on grounding, please. This one might do us our best. That appears missed by France. And that ball, keep going on this angle, please. And that ball is lost by New Zealand. Thank you. I'm happy I've seen all the angles I need and I've made my decision.
Brianna Clark. The celebration wasn't really convincing. Maybe we should praise her honesty there. It was a chance, but she couldn't ground it, and it is no try. France keep their line intact, more by luck than management, but I think we're going to see that kick and that chase. Certainly Happy Nichols' centre field was going in under the post. It just skipped away, but I think we'll see that a few more times.
Yeah, the thing I like there about Nichols, she was pointing to McGregor to place it for her, and she ran from quite deep to get that. It's just unfortunate for her, but Clark was so unlucky that so close to scoring that try as well.
Yeah, she was. I think Christina Sompush would have been happy that that didn't get grounded. She maybe could have done a little bit better, but France been driven back here. Balls come free. Balls come free. I think the referee's going to say knock on here. So this is now going to be a huge chance for New Zealand to get an 8th try. They're not happy. Certainly not happy here. They have got a captain's challenge. They've not used it yet. I think they're going to throw it in here.
Video referee to match director. We've got a captain's challenge. France are challenging the ruling of a knock-on. Please can we have all your best angles of the ball, please? Possession at that point. Ball hits the ground. Can't see any pulling the ball at that point. Have we got any other angles of this? This one might give us our best. And the arms come away from the ball there. Thank you. It is going to be a knock-on, Ben, because the tackle's complete, and she's then lost the ball before the New Zealand player takes the ball. The challenge is unsuccessful.
So challenge unsuccessful then. Ben Thaler's initial decision was the right one. Frustration for France. And now New Zealand will get the ball. And this is a big opportunity for them to add to their 34 points.
Yeah, I expect to see some magic here from New Zealand, but also a composed play. But equally, the French team don't want to give any more points away, so I'm sure they'll defend this as hard as they can.
Ball 20 off the line. They're going to work it. Here now is Racine McGregor. They fire it out wide to Nichols. Moves it out wide. Vahakolo looking for the hat-trick is denied. But New Zealand are inside the 10 here. They now loop it and send it short here. They're trying to power their way over with Hilmoana, a couple of metres away. There's the ball now. They're playing it short. France defend it. France are desperately short of numbers to their right-hand side. Ball coming out wide here, and another chance, and they're going to power their way over. Did they ground it? They did. Murdoch Masilla has gone over for her 2nd try. And that is 38 points to 0. And New Zealand are going to start off with an opening day victory. Going through the hands, Masila used the decoy and was too strong for Lauriane Baville near the line. Strong carry again, second for Murdoch Masila, and New Zealand just overpowering France late on.
Yeah, they are, and I think they've been waiting for that try as well. They've had to be patient to get that try, but Murdoch Masila, she's just so powerful, and she's a running threat as well as a passing threat. She often looks for that pass, but she backs herself, and it's good to see her backing herself, and a nice try, a second try there for the Kiwis tonight.
So Murdoch Masila with the try, and now the kick to come from out wide. This one sent on its way, hits the framework, this one goes over. 40 points to 0, big smile. Let's get then Faye Gaskin, former England international, your player of the match tonight, Faye.
For me, she's just been outstanding for New Zealand at the back. I think Nicole, she's been on everything. She's caught every kick on the full, and she's made so many meters. Looking at the stats, she's made 166 meters in this full game. She's just been outstanding.
Yeah, I think she's gone for a rest now. Job done. The night's work is over. Gets the big coat on, big smile on her face. Been outstanding. I'm sure we'll see more from her throughout the tournament, but you said 166 metres. Been pretty good. New Zealand, I think, just quietly have put in a very pleasing performance. I think their coach will be pretty happy with this. It's an awful night, wasn't it? We turn up, it's rain, it's windy. There's every excuse not to put in a performance, isn't there? But they've turned one in. You know, I'd use a phrase, I think Ricky Henry's side have put in a professional performance tonight.
Yeah, a really professional, patient performance. It took 24 minutes before they got on the scoreboard, which I'm sure a lot of people would have been shocked at that. But for me, they've done the simple things really well, and they've come up with such a convincing win.
They have, but France have got it back though from the restart. Did well there on the short restart. Have they got a try in them? New Zealand obviously will not want them to get one. There's an injury here for the French player. I think it's Gail Alverne who's injured. Let's have a look. Bang. Just crumpled underneath it. There's been some big tackles gone in tonight. You can just see in pain instantly there. Hoping to carry on. Well, the physio's seen the funny side of it, but he's not the one having to run into those tackles, is he?
No, and with the doctor on, you never really know what's going on. But yeah, it's so physical from New Zealand today. Just their middles, just the contact's being unreal. But for France, they've not given up the whole time, and it's been great to see the development. But they're working hard, and they will want to try and get points on the board in those last 2 minutes.
Yeah, they will indeed. 35 out. France maybe might get one more set after this. Ramos gets it away. Ball dropped back on the angle. Doreen Samara takes it in. Ramos waits. Scoots down the short side. Another good carry from her. Been busy tonight. 35 tackles, by the way, Ramos. Little stab through the line. Should be taken. It's taken by New Zealand. There's a player down off the ball here. They need to keep their eye on it because New Zealand are streaking away here. And this is Parker, and Shanice Parker is blowing them away. Parker going to length of the field, and Shanice Parker will wrap up an opening night win for New Zealand in fine style. Too much pace from the New Zealand back. And that was a wonderful try, and the crowd on their feet here in York, and so they should be. 44 points to 0.
What an outstanding try there from Shanice Parker. She's been instrumental for New Zealand all game, and moved into that full-back position while Nicole's run off. She receives it really well, looks for that gap, and a right foot step, and off she goes through the pitch. She goes the whole length and finishes nicely for herself there.
Yeah, she did. the French weren't happy there. I think they felt that the kicker was taken out. But having seen that replay, there was nothing in it, was there? They should have reacted to that. But Parker streaks away. There it is. The French thought there was a late hit there. But Parker, basically from her own goal line. See you later. NRL Women's Grand Finalist. And now a World Cup player with New Zealand. Barcolo was there in support, but was never going to be needed. Kick from right in front of the post. And the flags go up, 46 points to 0. And the final score may be a little bit harsh on France, but it's also a reflection just how good this New Zealand side can be. Job done for the Kiwis on the opening night. They look pretty happy with the job so far. They're already looking forward to New Zealand, Australia. We'll see Australia shortly. They take on the Cook Islands, but that's going to be some game in the group, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and to have girls from all over the NRLW playing against each other for the country, it's such a passionate game. You're representing your nation, you're wearing that shirt with pride, but a New Zealand-Australia game is always a tough one.
One last tackle maybe here. France will restart. They go short again. Ball taken by Paige McGregor. And this tackle will be the last of the first of a double-header here in York. The countdown is on. The hooter goes in the background. New Zealand will take the tackle. And it is very much a job done for Ricky Henry's side. See Jason Robinson, former dual-code international, enjoying his night at the Women's World Cup tonight. Impressive stuff. France were brave, make no mistake about that. But Ricky Henry's side, who were patient early on, once they broke the deadlock on 24 minutes, there was only one outcome. They led by 20 points to 0 at the break, and they rang in more tries in that second half. Some fantastic individual performances, but a good team performance as well. Faye Gaskin, New Zealand up there as one of the big favourites on tonight's show, and you can see exactly why.
Yeah, they wanted to make a statement today, and taking nothing away from the French team, they were outstanding. The defence, they had some tough attacking shape to try and defend, but New Zealand just professional in the performance, patient, they built into the game. That 0-0 after 24 minutes, it was a bit of a shock to everyone, but just the performance in this second half, I think they blew France off the park.
It was.
Step above, they've